Let me just jump straight into the marketplace here and talk a little bit about the so-called silver tsunami. This is not just a generational shift, but it's actually a historic shift in our demographics here in the US, but also in Canada, in the whole of Western Europe, and particularly in Japan and several other countries as well. The entire generation of baby boomers will turn 65 years old by the end of this decade. That's only 7 years away. And a shortage of infrastructure in terms of nursing home beds, whether it's independent living, assisted living, or memory care, means that the vast majority of us are going to age in place. Most of us want to, but whether we want to or not. However, this is all concurrent with a dramatic shortage, not just in the general labor market, but also particularly in the available caregiver population. And, you know, changing adult pull-ups is literally a crappy job, excuse me for that. But there is really no motivation for people moving into this field at this point in time. So we need to look at ways to make them, we can't replace caregivers, but to make them more efficient. What StackCare does is to use simple, off-the-shelf infrared motion detection hardware. But we combine that simple hardware with sophisticated proprietary software to map spatial movement, to map motion, and recognize an individual's activity patterns and behaviors. And our proprietary data science then looks through those, having learned the patterns, and it combines with our notification platform to advise caregivers and family members when something looks wrong or when there's something atypical occurs, or just if somebody seems to be on the floor at 2 o'clock in the morning, as a simple example there. We looked at the number of simple issues that we need to communicate to people, whether that's based on sleep patterns, bathroom activity, kitchen activity, routines and habits, but looking at all of those background issues and then boiling it down to how do we let somebody know simply that this person needs attention. And a bathroom overstay, for example, could be from a wide variety of issues, sometimes totally opposite from each other. Maybe incontinence on the one hand or constipation on the other can still be manifest itself with a change in bathroom activity levels. And simply knowing that that is occurring becomes extremely important. As any caregiver will tell you, intervention is way better than response. It's faster, it's cheaper, and significantly impacts longevity. So our user interfaces are already complete across all platforms, from desktops to mobiles. It scales easily, it's cloud-based, and includes full notification history and automated analytics. And of course, we are HIPAA compliant as well. We've already built the interfaces in French, German, and in Spanish as we start to look at additional markets, and recognizing that roughly 1/3 of all caregivers at this point are immigrants to the American market, but this also enables us to move into other markets. Our focus to date has been on the B2B market, particularly with senior living communities, which are typically signing long-term contracts with home care providers, household names, where they have a strong interest in extending their lifetime client value and keeping people alive, put simply, as long as possible. And also up-and-coming telehealth integrations, letting people know when, for example, sleep patterns have changed or bathroom visits have changed, or if people are skipping meals. One throwaway statistic, 30% of all seniors admitted to hospital for whatever reason today are actually suffering from malnourishment, apart from the issues that they're being admitted for. Knowing that in advance can make a huge difference. Some of the folks that we're working with already, we have partnerships with household names such as Senior Helpers Home Care, Assisting Hands Home Care, a number of others in communities with people like Front Porch out in California, or SLC on the East Coast, Wallet Group in the Midwest, and also started on partnerships with integrators such as Connected Caregiver, that is a subsidiary of Veristat, as well as pilot testing with some big groups such as Comfort Keepers, Clear Arch Health, and even with Cox Cable. A piece of breaking news just in the last day or two, we now have a go-ahead to move forward on discussions for a major pilot program with the British National Health Service, and that'll be taking place in 2 weeks' time. And Tuiskenoten, which is a Dutch healthcare provider, home care provider, where we have had a small pilot running, and just told us this week that they would like to expand into a major pilot in 2023. So a lot of opportunities going on there. In summary, we not only have a growing market, I mean, this market is going to continue for the next 3 decades and onwards from there, but our product development is completed. We're proving demand with partnerships and a software platform that scales very easily. The only limitation we have today is particularly in sales and in service to onboard these people as fast as they can, as fast as we can take them in. We have no institutional investors to date. It's all been seed funding. And we've been looking just recently at targeting a $5 to $10 million raise, but actually considering right now with the speed that folks are coming on board, instead just to go for a faster, simpler convertible note. So we're very flexible in terms of where people might like to invest. That's it from me. Hopefully you'll join us later in the breakout room or drop me an email, Nigel@stack.care. Thank you very much.